What's up? What's up? What's up? Can y'all hear me? This is so insane. Where's my man? Oh, it's can't read on my computer. So something must be going on. Just don't know what. All right, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Today is August the 20th, 2000. I don't know what year this is no more. 2025. What up, Mo? What's happening? Happening in? I'm gonna have to do a whole reset eventually. All right, check this out. We got some things, and I need for my two instigators to show up because I know me and Mo we on the same line with this one. It don't make for good conversation when you and your co-hosts agree on something because then you need somebody to bring a little something different. We're gonna do it anyway. But first, I'm gonna start off with people who love to challenge what other people care what other people think. And you're on social media, but you're making your own post about what you think. So if I want to talk about R. Kelly, Jeffrey Epstein, whoever, if you don't like it, there's an unfollow, there's a log the fuck off, there's a mind your own fucking business button somewhere. But when you make a post, it's about shit that I don't care about, but it's your page. And it's like, why do y'all care about these other people? Well, I think invariably we all care about something. Anybody who say they don't care about nobody what's going on in their life, I think you're full of shit because all you gotta do is talk to you for more than 3 minutes and you're gonna say something that has absolutely zero connection to your life, livelihood, well-being, or anything like that. If I'm talking about sports, you know how much effect sports truly has on my life? None. If I watch a football game, guess what happened? I'm gonna still get bills. I've been messing with Mo. My money gonna still make or lose money. If I don't watch it, the exact same thing is gonna happen. But guess what? I'm watching it and even talking about it because it's something I like to do. So if you don't like me talking about it, or if you don't like whoever talking about it, simply unfollow them. Simply ignore them. But you talking about who, whatever your subject matter is, whether you use white towels or you don't go to a place because they don't have white towels, don't nobody give a shit either. And it's crazy that people who I see do the most complain about this, when you go to their page and look at the interactions, they got 100 posts. And off 100 posts, they got 4 comments. And 2 of them is their own comments. I think it's something wrong. You're the first one to comment on your post unless you're adding something to what you said because you got there. But, for me personally, and I don't judge nobody, I think it's kind of weird to like your own post because I ain't never made a post and like, damn, that's fucked up and frowned at myself. I think that's kind of retarded. I ain't never liked my own post or hearted my own post because, again, me personally, I think it's odd. But if that's what you do, hey, more power to you, unless you're the only one who does it. But, hey, that's just me. But why do you care what other people do with their time? If it ain't bothering you, it don't make you shit. It don't make you no money. Why are you so vested in what they do or don't post? I do what I do. Mo do what he do. Sometimes we talking to people that we know watching. Sometimes we just having a random thought and we need to put it out there somewhere. Some posts, as I used to make some posts, and people say, why you don't comment? And I said, because I don't want to sway people's opinion. I want to know their truest thoughts. If I say what I think, some people are going to try to agree with me. I don't want that. I need to know what their thoughts are just from the basic comment. And I'm not going to like a comment. I'm not going to hard a comment. I'm not going to sad a comment. I just want them to talk freely. Because the minute I interject myself in it, then whether I want to admit it or not, I'm becoming an influencer. Because they're going to say, yeah, I agree with you. I don't want you to agree, but I want to know what you think first. See, if you watch it long enough, and me and Mo do this all the time, I will tell you what my research says. I don't even have to agree with it personally. But if 100 people comment on something I'm saying, and 51 of them got an opinion, whether I like that opinion or not, I have to say, based on my research, this is what people are saying. And I ain't no different than all these other researchers, because if I ask Mo, you seen some of these polls that come out that ask about, your favorability for this or that. You seen some of these, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever been in a poll?
No.
And most people I know ain't never been asked it. So even when they say, 6% of America, and I'm like, shit, all my friends must be in the percent that don't never get asked shit. Because every time I ask somebody, have you ever been polled? All of them say the exact same thing. Hell, when I run around the people, I say, hey, man, you ever been asked one of these national polls or Quinnipiac? They're like, nah. So I'm wondering who the hell they asking? But guess what they doing? And I'm going to use this word for you. I'm going to let Mo. They're extrapolating information. They ask 1,000 people. That's it. And when 1,000 people do it, that's how they base them. Most of these polls don't involve 100,000 people, much less 1 million people. The only poll that really may involve that many people is the census. That's it. Because they send it to everybody's house. But other than that, there are very few things that go to everybody. So if you got a problem with people posting what they think, maybe you need to unsocial media your ass. Maybe you need to have 2 frosted mugs and shut the fuck up and get to getting. Nobody feel that you're unhappy. What you got, Mo? You got something to say there. Go ahead.
I got it, man. I got to shut you down, man. Hey, what DVP talking about is called sample size, folks. There's a sample size for everything. All right. Like he just said, if it's 5 people saying one thing, but we live on this earth with 1 trillion people, if that's the number, whatever it is, then that don't really mean much, does it? Because that's a very ridiculously small sample size. So people, you got to consider your sample size when you say stuff. They like to use the same thing with how bad the policing is, or how good the policing is, or how bad the black people in the area are, how good the black people in the area, and they slice and dice it using mathematics, and they always choose different sample sizes because there's different number of black people in the country than white folks. So you can never do it. You can never equate those 2 things. So I think what it really comes down to is, be careful. You can have your opinion. Obviously, there ain't nobody here to take your opinion away. But when you want to generalize something, say, oh yeah, like one time DVP said, people come out here and say, all men, women say, all women like men say, all women like, men that's over 6 feet. And DVP said, all women don't even like men, right? Some women like women, and it's okay. So it's based on the sample size. You gotta take that into account. If you want to say that's your personal opinion, that's fine, but don't get out here applying it in a peanut butter broad stroke.
Okay, and Royce, I didn't get a disclaimer. I forgot the disclaimer, Roy. These views are not the views of my JBN, and they might not be the views of no damn body else. And guess what? This is Random Thoughts with DVP and friends, and he don't give a shit. See, I don't even have a frosted mug because I'm not gonna shut up. I'm not. And like I said, it's just crazy. As Mo was saying, people come on and they want to speak for a whole group of people. Speak for yourself, bro. Speak for yourself. I'm sure that if me and Mo sit down, we got some of the same similarities that we like. Because this is what I'm gonna say, and I'm reaching. Me and Mo both like women. Since we both have a woman, we both have a black woman. I'm gonna just reach a little further and say we both like black women. But I can't tell you a whole lot about Gina. You know what I'm saying? I like my women with a little bit of sass. Just because I know Mo, I'm sure he probably, if he don't like him with a little bit of sass, he's learned to like him with a little bit of sass. Because Gina got a little bit of sass. So, but every man don't like that. Some men like puppy women. And depending on your age bracket, substance may not be as important as looks. The older you get, the more substance is important. So you can't say what somebody does or does not like. even when these polls come out, whatever. And it's crazy he brought that up. Because again, I did the research. Dudes love to say women like 6 feet, 6-pack, 6 figures. But when I look at who's married, most of these dudes is under 6 feet. Ain't a bunch of dudes over 6. So where y'all getting this information from? Most of these dudes ain't got 6-packs, because most of us ain't got 6-packs once we pass 25. And guess when most of these get married? They're getting married later. And I'm not even going to go to the 6 figures, because the national statistics say only a certain amount of men make 6 figures. So where are we coming up with this shit? Where are we coming up with this?
That's crazy.
I mean, I can say actively out of the 70 to 80 couples I know, only 3 of them are over 6 feet. And it's crazy because the 3 that have married men over 6 feet, guess what? The woman is over 6 feet. Now, tell me how hard does it find a damn woman over 6 feet?
You ain't lying.
But guess what? They ain't making 6 figures. One of them used to play football a long time ago. I bet he ain't got no 6-pack no more. But we'll come up with shit and try to make, these women want this. All these. Bro, just say you ain't qualified. See, again, because me and Mo, we got a lot in common. Even though we got a lot not in common. Me and Mo don't waste time. We're spoken for now. But we don't waste time dealing with women who we know we don't meet their criteria. Ain't no need in trying to convince somebody in something. See, some of y'all want people that you know are out of your league. And instead of accepting that, you try to demean them or bring them down. Oh man, this chick gold digger. She want to do who can do all this, this, and this. How you know that? She told you. So if she told you what her preferences and priorities is, and they don't fit you, then guess what? Unask the area. Unask the area. That's it. Ain't no need to try to dog her or tell her what she missing out on. Woman told me, hey, I think you're cute, but I like a dude. I don't like facial hair. Cool. See, she stopped me from wasting my time. Now, if she wouldn't have told me that up front, she would have got these lunch dates in and whatever, then told me, then I could say that about her. But she told me up front. So I can't blame her for it. She telling me she like 5-star restaurants up front. Now, it's up to me what I do from there. If I choose to chase her knowing that, man.
Look, man, you got lucky. I don't know how many people get that lucky to get told up front, man. Sometimes they just string you along. I've been on some of them strings, until your eyes open, you wake up, you're like, oh, okay, this is what it is.
But see, I've learned to engage in more conversation. Yeah. Because a lot of times we let our hormones do the thinking for us, and we don't. And I ain't saying that's what you did, but I've been there too, where you see the fat ass, you see the pretty face, you want to hit it. So you cut straight to the chase. Oh, I know I'm gonna get that. And you just like, yo, what's up, shawty? You want to go hang out? Let me take you here. And she want to eat, so she said, yeah. But you ain't learned nothing about her. But she ain't finna pass up that free meal. She ain't finna pass it up. And that's all you offer. And she said yes to the free meal. Oh, why you say yeah if I wasn't your type? Well, you didn't say it was a date. You didn't say you was interested in me. You asked me if I wanted to go eat. I was hungry. I wanted to go eat. You was offering to pay. Oh, you know what a date means? No. I know you asked and I accepted. See, if you'd asked me, do I want to go to bed with you? I would have said no, but that wasn't the question. You asked me, could you take me out to eat? And the funny thing is if we use that context, guess what that proves? That proves that she really ain't that shallow, because she will go to eat, but she ain't going to sleep with you. So is she really this or that? She ain't finna compromise her morals for food, but since you asked, she took the food. What's up, Sanford? Let's say in the U.S. population, about 14.5% of all men are 6 right. So when dudes say that, again, we're being manipulated. We're trying to write a false scenario that we know ain't true. Because again, whenever I ask people who say these crazy shit, this is Facebook. Go on and do a poll on your friends. Let me see how many of your friends fit this criteria, since you're trying to make this shit be true. Because something that we can speak on better than most is our circle. See, most circle is going to be different from my circle. So when Mo asks his friends something, Mo can say his people experience this, and he can say that with authority. But until he asks him, he can't speak with him. Because I'm going to say, Mo, how many of your friends over 6 feet married? Mo be like, shit, ain't got but 3 friends who over 6 feet married. And them 3 ain't married, so bam. But 35 of your friends married, but ain't nobody got a 6-footer. So you can't buy into the dumb theory. So it's that's all I'm saying. Stop trying to make your little portion be the world. This is my little portion. I can say, right, Stanford, most people are under 6 feet. Most of them ain't even 5'11". With Timberlands on, they ain't 5'11". But people, and I'm gonna say this, dudes especially love to push a false narrative. And after dudes come anybody who's unhappy, because women do it. And I talked about this. As soon as you tell a woman no, first thing you gotta do is be gay. Because they believe they won't no man turn sex down. You've been dealing with dudes too long. Dudes ain't gonna turn it down. I guarantee you, any man of means who is worth his weight in gym clips has turned sex down. We turn it down. Now, let me just go on and be honest. We might then turn down a good-looking chick, but we've turned sex down. Because every man has some dude in him. Every dude has some man in him. Men, a man ain't gonna use a woman. Well, if she offering sex, I ain't using her. See, that's how that works. Now, if I trick her into having sex with me, then I'm using her. But if she offer it, what up, Robert? I ain't using her if that's what she offering. Because sometimes when you're hungry, and all of us can cook now, well, not me, but everybody can cook. But sometimes you just want a quick burger. You don't want that steak. You want that burger because it's right there. You want a quick snack, and the snack is right there on the table. You're gonna walk past that snack. Nah.
You're gonna go get a bottle of barbecue sauce. That's what you're gonna do.
You know what I'm saying? That's the system. Oh man, a real man ain't gonna. What the hell is a real man?
Hey, let me. I need to address Mark. I need to address Mark, man. Mark said I was simping, man. So on that note, you're probably right, man. But let me ask you this: everybody, if you ain't never been played, if you ain't never bought a meal and went home alone, please stand up. Please stand up. Please stand up. Hey, Mark, I know you've been got, brother. So don't.
And Mark, I'm gonna pick on you right now, cause I hate the word, and cause brothers try to throw it out so broadly. But who ain't been simping? And what I really don't get is men who try to, and I ain't talking about you this time, Mark, because I'm just picking at you, but men who try to shame other men who cater to women for favor. Because ain't that what the game is about? See, hear me out now. For those of us that like women, that's what the game is about. See, all men don't like women. So if you don't like women, you ain't got no business sipping for them because you don't want to gain favor from them. But, all right, what's the disclaimer? I don't represent my JVN. I don't represent a bunch of other people. But if we're going to do some X-rated shit, I would prefer that it come from the female sex. I don't want no X-rated shit from no dude. So for real, I don't give a shit if a dude agree with me. I'd rather some cutie agree with me and be like, yo, I like the way you think. Me and Mo cool as a fan. But when Mo say he like the way I think, it don't do shit for me. Now, some of these little cuties who've been coming on the show, oh, I like the way you think, DVP. Okay, let me say something else. And if that's your version of simping, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Because I don't want you dudes in my inbox saying, hey, man, can we meet up for lunch? Oh, no. So I'm okay. So, I saw that and I just had to get that out there. Because I think, therefore I am, that sometimes we get so caught up in being competitive as dudes that we become divisive because we don't like when we see other dudes getting attention that we want. And we don't know how to congratulate. We don't know how to reach out and say, yo, man, let me hang out with you and pick up some of these tips from you, because it's crazy. I was having this conversation with somebody, and Mo talked about this. And, when I talked about the whole shooting thing when I was with my first wife, she was the better shot. I'm going to let her shoot. Mo said he didn't go for that theory at first, but it made sense. So he adopted the theory. See, he didn't have to tell me that. You can adopt a theory from somebody. You can adopt a way of thinking from somebody. You don't have to give them credit. It takes being secure to tell another man he gave you a good idea, but it ain't necessary. But some of us get so caught up that we want somebody else, but we won't say nothing, and we won't say nothing. We won't give nobody no credit. you need for me to let people know this is an adult show. Well, Roy, you ain't been here the last couple of weeks. Who are the adults? Because you done missed a couple of shows, Roy. Ain't no adults in the room no more. Roy, someone when you took one of your vacations, all the adults left with you, and this is what's left. I mean, if you catch a show with Mo, Mark, and Joe Mo, you'll see there were no adults in the room. There were no responsible people in the room. There was just a bunch of old people. Everybody was of age, but wasn't nobody no adult. You know, so I can't even say this is an adult show. I can say we tried. But after the intro, it's kind of much shot to shit. And you know, Mo was supposed to be the conscience, but Mo was a ringleader a couple of times. So I don't know who we're gonna go to, bro. You may have to come back and do your thing, bro, to keep us in check, because the people you left in charge, yeah, I don't know what to say.
Well, that was fun, man. We had a good time. That's like going down the slide at the park, man. We had fun.
See, and I tell people, if you ever want to see a grown man devolve, break out a racing set. Watch him. He is no longer that deep bass, professional, responsible dude. He done crossed his legs, sitting in his style. He got the control in his hand, and it's a wrap. Break out a racing set. They forgot everything. It's crazy. I remember being in the military, and I picked my date up for the prom. And somewhere between me going to the door and putting the corset or whatever thing is on her, walking back to the car, a football flew by me.
Oh, that commercial. It's that commercial. You know the commercial I'm talking about. Oh no.
I'm in a tux, y'all. I'm in a tux.
Oh my goodness, man.
Looking sharp as a tack. Playing football. I had to get them passes in the way, man. That ball came, it hit the car door and stopped. No, because I was actually letting her in the car door, and it hit when I got her in there. I had to stop and get them 5, maybe 10 passes out the way. Hey man, do it down, I do a curl. Hey, you go deep. In the tux. I just like that. I went from being a grown man, a responsible grown man, dressed to the nines in a tux, getting ready to go to the prom, and just like that, I turned into a 15-year-old little boy again.
So DVP, you know the commercial I'm talking about, right?
Which one?
It's the one where somebody they got all the football stars in the room, and a football gets thrown in the middle of the room.
Yeah. And then one of the Super Bowl commercials. Yeah.
Oh man, it's the same thing, man. They went nuts.
And it's like, you know, so it don't take much for us to devolve sometimes. It just all we gotta do is have a flashback and we're there. But we're gonna try to be an adult show for like, it's gonna be 6 minutes, so you got to be good to catch it. Ain't gonna be no disclaimer come up, because Roy ain't here to put up the disclaimer, so we're gonna blame it on Roy. When the show go too far one way or another, we're gonna blame it on Roy, because my mama said, when in doubt, blame somebody who ain't there to defend themselves. So I can't live with that theory. I don't know why I got to be responsible. It was Roy's job. He brought us here. Roy, hey, that's all I know. What was you gonna say, Mo?
Oh no, so you let me know if you want to do it. But we had a whole conversation earlier today in Messenger, and you want to hit it? You want to hit the DVP?
Oh, well, you know that's where we going.
All right. So we had a whole conversation in Messenger. Me, DVP, Philip, and Jomo, and we're talking about. Philip was saying, ask the question. He asked the question. I'm not going to tell you everybody's position right now, but I want to hear from y'all too. He asked the question. He said, "Is the boycott working or not?" Okay, and that was the Target boycott. Y'all know about the Target boycott, right? And so from that question, it devolved into a whole full-blown conversation. I like to hear some of y'all opinions. Do y'all think this? And I'm gonna put quotes on it for my own reasons. This boycott, do y'all think it worked? Do y'all think it was successful? Did it meet the objectives and agenda? If you can find them, I guess it did. But I mean, you let me know. But yeah, so we were talking about it, and we all had different positions. You want to talk about your position, DVP, on it?
Well, it ain't necessary because
Or you don't want to get into it. It's all good.
It's not. I'm gonna stick to what I say. If we're going to boycott, if we're going to, what's the other word?
I said it was a sit-in.
No, you used another word before, and we're not calling what we can boycott. And what else can we do?
Boycott and Target, but
anyway, if we're gonna boycott something, and the phrase came up, collateral damage, and this is why I have an issue when we try to blanketly validate things that aren't validatable. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, do what you want to do, and by all means, stand by that. But first of all, we can't keep talking about us all standing together because we will never all stand together for anything. White people don't do it, Mexicans don't do it, Hispanics don't do it. Be a protest. No group of people ever stands in total solidarity for anything because it works against somebody somewhere. So let's stop that. Let's stop that because somebody had said something to the effect of, "Oh, white people always stick together." Well, who is it that's trying to bring Trump down? Who is it that brought Epstein down? Who is it that brought? Who is it that's bringing these other white people down? It ain't us. It's white people. So quit saying they always stick together because they don't. They don't. No group always sticks together. It's always somebody. Anytime, most time, for something to work, there has to be an infiltrator who knows the inside scoop. So let's stop that madness. Now, on the other hand, Trump got a shitload of followers. But on the other hand, he got a shitload of non-followers. And they're white. And they talk about him all the time. And they want to bring him down all the time. So when we're talking about protests and boycotts and what the objective is, if the objective gets more of us hurt than it doesn't, to me, that's a bad objective. It's just to prove a point. If you're protesting simply to prove a point that does not raise your value or bring something to our community, if that's what you're doing it for, then to me, it's you having a big balls contest.
Yeah.
And it's like we said this before. I get people saying they want to target, but if you look at the metrics, Target has more minority black business products than Walmart. So why are we targeting Target as blacks if they got more minority products? To me, it makes no sense. And again, if we're targeting Target, and I do have a problem with targeting big box stores, because if we're honest, what's up, Johnny Thornton? If we're honest, these big box stores, Walmart, Target, Kroger, all of them, they hire more minorities than anybody else. So anytime we target one, we're putting more minorities out of work. You know, when I made the comment, yeah, the CEO, he's quitting, but they just hired another one. They ain't saying they're going out of business. The CEO who quit gonna still get him. He gonna get millions of dollars in payout. But when they start closing Targets, who gets hurt? Who gets hurt? It ain't that CEO who gonna get a $20 million buyout. When we boycott Walmart because we don't like the self-serve lines. Every time you go to Walmart, who do you see more working? Us or them? So if we shut it down, what did we lose? We actually, in my world, we're increasing crime in our neighborhood because now these people can't work. What are they gonna do to make money? How these old people gonna afford medication if they don't have the little change they was getting from Walmart? How these kids gonna get their classrooms to afford senior trips if they're not getting that little money from Walmart? Because when we protest, what are we giving these little people to do to make up? And we use the Montgomery bus boycott because they took a year in planning and they actually increased revenue for the black taxi drivers because they did more carpooling. But they tried their best to protect most of the black businesses. Only people who really lost in the bus boycott was the bus company. They went out their way to make sure that the bus company was the only somebody who was hurting. Now, if they had 2 or 3 black bus drivers, did it hurt them? Yeah. But we talking about 2 or 3 black bus drivers. They didn't have 100 black bus drivers. They didn't have 100 back because we wasn't in that position back then. So when we're talking about it, and again, I want y'all to think I got something against religion. I do, but this ain't that post. We're following religious leaders who ain't doing shit for their neighborhood. And when y'all jumped on Biden talking about the crime bill, Well, who asked Biden to do the crime bill? Because he didn't have no skin in the game. The concerned black clergy asked him to do that. You trying to say nothing about them. Y'all wanted to make Biden out to be a racist and yada, 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 but that came from blacks asking him to do that. So we get these people who say they're for us and they're helping destroy us. And my analogy was, they're taking food out of our mouths, telling us something else, and they're not giving you shit. Because I ain't seen, I've heard about, I ain't seen these black churches doing nothing for the disenfranchised black people. I ain't seen no black churches saying, hey, you know what, Miss Mary, you behind on your rent. You know what? We'll let you, we're gonna give you X amount of dollars. You know what we want from you know what we want you to do? We want you to sign this insurance policy and make sure we get $10,000 back if you die. See, that way they can help future generations, because if they make sure she get a life insurance policy, they can get something, her family can get something. They don't push that narrative. They just don't help. But they want your money to go overseas. They want your money to do something else. But what are they doing in the neighborhood? But they want you to shut down a neighborhood store. I don't know many churches that have invested in local grocery stores and put black kids to work. I don't know any black church that has invested any real something in a strip mall and put black businesses to work. But they'll tell you what not to go. But they're not creating nothing but havoc for us. I mean, that's just my opinion. Hello, gents. How are you guys doing? Will either one of you be in Atlanta Saturday night? Yes, sir, Mr. Thornton. I will be in Atlanta. I'm sure Roy will. Mark probably will too. What you got? What you got on that, Mo?
Yeah, no, everything you said is right. I just I don't know. People got to make their own choices on what they want to do. You know, it's just they make their own decisions, man. You know, what I'll say is, I think so. My opinion is this: if you recall back when Martin Luther King was in the church, but I believe that his church position and his objectives, they had a lot more usefulness, and that was something. Even though I don't follow the church, that's something I could follow, because he had objectives, he had plans, he had goals. But if you got a church and you want to do something good in the community, you should at least have a plan, something that people can follow, have objectives. Don't just say, it's like a conflict of interest if you use your church for where people can come worship, and at the same time use those discussions to try to get people to give you money for whatever reason, especially if it's not to help the community. I think that's a conflict of interest. So it should be okay. Yeah, sure. You want to have the people that go to the church help, but it should be kind of like separated from the church process, because now you are leveraging people's belief system in order to get them to do something. And I think that's totally wrong. That's one of the reasons why I don't deal with the church, because people love to leverage your belief system to get you to do something. And I think that, and I look at that as what I call that manipulation. And that's 100% wrong.
And that's all it is. Because like I say, at the end of the day, what are they offering us other than a chance to add to our list of things that we want to bitch about? One of the greatest lessons I learned is don't give me a problem without a solution. I can find people all day, every day to tell me what's wrong. If you can't tell me how to fix it, then who cares? Part of what we do is solution oriented. We may not always agree with the solution, but you got to come up with something. You have to have something. And my biggest something is anytime we protest, boycott, whatever it is, we are affecting those who make the least amount of money first. Mo put up the stats in the thing. Target stock ain't gone down.
No. Nope.
Maybe they ain't had effects yet. It ain't gone down. So what they made was, to me, they made a strategic move to make it look like they were doing something. But because I'm just trying to figure out how you quit in August, but your term ain't over to February. See, I know if I had a job that said I quit today, they're not gonna let me work to February. They're gonna make me quit today. But this dude getting paid to February still. So who does that? So to me, it's optics because there's no bark behind. I will give y'all something. We'll give y'all a sacrificial land. We're gonna give him a payout. Make sure he get another job doing something else. He's gonna have stock options, yada yada yada. But in the meantime, blacks are still gonna be losing jobs. So guess who won't support the cause now? See, I'm a retiree. I get a check regardless. There's nothing you can do to stop my check. But if I'm a working man, when they had this big thing in Atlanta and BLM, we won't get into them, but they blocked the highway. And I told them, you lost a bunch of truck drivers because truck drivers have to deliver on the schedule. So once you block these men from doing whatever your cause was, whether it was good or not, once you cause these men not to be able to feed their families, they no longer bought into the system. They didn't care what your stance was because now you're affecting them feeding their family. So how can I support what you're saying if I'm losing? How can I support it? You're hurting me. You're hurting me now. You're hurting me. You're hurting my family. My kids ain't gonna eat. Now ain't gonna get paid because you got the highway blocked for 2 hours. So now this load I would have got $2,000 for, now I'm only gonna get $100 because you blocked the highway to prove a point. What point did you prove by stopping trucks? It's as we go back to the NFL. You have to be a special kind of stupid to believe the NFL got anything to do with law enforcement. There's nothing that the NFL can do to change the laws about how police act. Nothing. So if you think that supporting one is going to help, it don't. It don't. And we had in Atlanta, and all you did was get a police overtime because now they got to come out. They made some more money, but ain't land law changed. When I tell you how to change the law, y'all don't want to hear that. Because now you can't do it on the weekends. You can't do it after hours. If you're going to do a call for action, you kind of need to do a call for action when the courts are in session. You kind of need to do something Monday through Friday. But most of these people who tell us to do something want us to do it when it's convenient for them, not when it's convenient for the cause. When they did the bus boycott, they didn't do it on the weekend. They boycotted during the week. They made sure everybody could still get to work, though. Because if they couldn't have got them to work, guess what? Those that were those that didn't make the money, they couldn't have participated because they had to go to work. So the biggest thing that Martin them prepared for was getting all these carpools, these van pools, these taxes. As opposed to just taking this one person, you're gonna take 3 or 4 because y'all going to the same neighborhood. So instead of where it would have cost Mo $4 to go to work, now the cab driver can charge $150 because he can charge me $150. He can charge somebody else $150. So in theory, he made 50 cents more. So he got to keep going. Me and Mo and whoever else, we got to keep going to work. See, that's how they work. But there was a plan for that. Because if you lose me and Mo and our friend and we can't support it because we got to work, because we got to feed our family, your protest, boycott, whatever it is you call it, is bullshit. Targeting Target is bullshit. Target Abercrombie and Fitch. Target Old Navy. They ain't got no blacks doing shit. I mean, I can count the number of black men I seen in the Abercrombie and Fitch commercial. I seen the Old Navy commercials. I don't shop at none of them. Mark said he been boycotting Target. And, I talked about it before. People who claim to boycott the NFL. Hey, that's your choice. But notice, the more people say they boycott the NFL, the more money the NFL was making. But you got to do what your conscience tells you to do. And I'm okay with that. And that's why you got to do what's important for you, but you can't ask everybody else to do it, especially if you don't know what their situation is. Because for the people who went, and I don't even go to football games just because I think everything is overpriced. But if I did, I know when we stopped going, most of them vendors who are there, who only get to work 8, 9, 10 weeks a year, most of them are people of color. If we stop going, we hurt them more than we hurt. The owners are paid. The owners are paid. But those vendors who now don't get this money in 10 weeks that they need, because that's, to me, football vendors are like the swamp men. They can only catch alligators during a certain time of year. These people can only do something during a certain time of year. It's easy to say, right? And most people who were boycotting wasn't participants anyway. Most of the people who boycott the NFL never had season tickets. They just stopped watching on TV. And since they didn't have a Nielsen box in their home, nobody cared. But like I say, If you were doing it for whatever reason that you were, that's fine. Stand your ground by that, but don't set out to intentionally harm your own people to prove a point. And that's all I'm saying. So, like I said, we was having a heated discussion, and it was pretty heated. But again, this is when you're dealing with grown men. Nothing was ever disrespectful, but the conversation wasn't always pleasant. Go ahead, Mo.
No, so I think so what one of the things I think about, and this can go into a whole different area, but one thing I see is like a lot of microwave thinking. I call it microwave thinking because people don't take a lot of time to plan it out. People don't take a lot of time to think about it. It's something that you just make a decision right on the spot. Boom, this is what I'm gonna do. So like that quote unquote boycott, that was a microwave thing, right? The next day, somebody got on the damn internet, sent out an email, said boycott Target, and next thing you know, I think it was 2 or 3 days. It could have been one day. 2 or 3 days later, there was this quote unquote boycott, and that's no planning, zero planning. That's who outlined the objectives? What's the objectives? Like when was we gonna stop this boycott, right? Because if I was part of it, I'd have been like, look, okay, so what are we doing? I need to know the plan. All right, how far do we go? How long, do we do it until, like, what objectives are we waiting for them to meet? What things need to get changed? I mean, I need a plan, man. I used to do stuff without a plan. That's a bad move, folks. Don't do stuff without a plan. But now I need a plan. I need an objective. I need to figure out what are our goals and when do we stop? Okay, and how far are we planning on taking this? Because some people could have been fair weather boycotters, right? Oh, I'm here until I hear, oh man, you might get fired. Okay, I'm going back to work, man. The hell with this. And then you got some people that's probably saying, look, man, we're gonna take this to the end. I don't care what they do, man. I got savings, I got funds. I'm good. I don't have to worry about nothing else. So we're gonna take this to the end, man. I don't care what happens, even if I get fired. So there was no planning, man. That's not a boycott, folks. That's all I can say.
Right, and that's the thing. I tell people all the time. We say we want to do stuff, but in reality, we have to look at that. We have to look at one, the personal outcome, and then the outcome for the people that we're doing it. And that's why I say, yeah, there are lots of things that I could do because I'm in a whole different bracket because I'm a retiree. But if I had a 9-to-5 job and my employer required something, I don't want to do that. What shit, you don't have a job? Hold on. I ain't saying I meant like I don't want to do it next week. But if I gotta do, because at some point, especially if you're not single, you got people depending on you.
Facts.
When do your morals outweigh life?
Yes.
And right. It's like, how much damage can we do? It's kind of like that whole gas thing. Oh, we ain't gonna buy gas one day to prove a point. Really? So people, you ain't gonna buy gas on Thursday. So the sales either go up on Wednesday or they go up for Friday. What did you prove? Nothing. You proved that you can't hold out on nothing. If you're boycott, what are you boycotting for? Let's boycott legitimately. Places where they show discrimination. Boycott that specific business, not the chain, the business. If people at this Starbucks aren't waiting on black people, why are we boycotting all Starbucks? All Starbucks didn't do nothing to us. Let's boycott this one particular one and bring attention to it. And I think that's how we get caught. We get so caught up sometimes and wanting to just follow blindly that we miss a whole lot of good we can do.
And let me throw a point in there, DVP, before I forget it, because you know how I am. So, and then with that Starbucks example, the other thing is this. If you do target one Starbucks instead of trying to get them all, you can start making some, let's call it progress, right?
Right.
I'm going to correlate that to the gym, because people, that first damn day in the gym, they like to get in there. I'm going to bench press 350 pounds. I'm going to run 10 miles. I'm going to do, 150 squats. And then you end up failing. You failed. You're never going to meet that goal, right? But if you went in there and you set it up so that, okay, I got a plan for today. I'm starting. This is my first day. Here's my goal. I'm going to make it something realistic but challenging. And then go from there. You probably can have some success.
And if that ain't the plan, then you know it's peppered with disappointment. I mean, like, and I'll find it again, but I laid down a plan for reforming police. It's really not that hard. But if you can't do it Monday through Friday, you're wasting your time. Ain't no police, ain't no jurors, ain't no judges working on the weekend. So all these weekend boycotts, it tell you what the leaders got a 9 to 5 that they can't miss because they need to get their bills paid. They don't care about you. They care about their agenda, and their agenda is doing it when it's perfect for them.
Hey man, go ahead. I was joking with somebody, man. It was we was talking about it. We said CEO came back on Monday and was like, there was a boycott. It's just like it didn't have any impact to the point where people didn't even notice it. That's the kind of deal. But yeah, that's
right. But we want to say we're a part of something. But are we a part of something productive? And that's all I'm saying. We look at Minnesota, how quickly they got rid of the chokehold. Most of y'all didn't even notice it. See, some changes can be made in one day if you go to the agent of change. You can't just go to random people. See, Mo can sit here. I can tell Mo anything about what's going on in Atlanta. Me and Mo can sit here and dap it up and agree on everything. Mo can't change shit. DVP from his little office can't change shit. But if I put together some paperwork and get some people and we go to the courthouse on Monday or Tuesday and we out there in front of the courthouse when people go into court, when people go into work, when judges go into work, and we sit there and we let them know what our cause is, because now we're doing this on a Monday or a Tuesday, a business day. We getting the people. But when we do it on Saturday, everybody doing something else. But we can't attack. I think our biggest problem is we keep trying to attack the whole system as opposed to picking our opponent.
Yeah, you can't do it.
To be the NFL champion, you got to win one game at a time. Nobody wins 16 games at once. Nobody can win all the play. You got to build up for this. And the more people see what you're doing, the more people will help join you. But when you go in haphazardly, most people, the first question they ask is, how is this going to affect my job? Not how good is for our people, because let's be honest. If it's good for the people, but it costs you your job, are you going to support it? If it's good for the people, but it costs you your livelihood, are you still going to support it? Mo, you don't watch the NFL no more, right?
No, sir.
Okay, but Mo had a job, and the boss said, "Hey, we're going to this NFL game. We're going as a group. It's gonna be our group out. I forgot what they call it when the whole team got to go." And Mo like, "I don't want to go."
No.
And he like, "Oh, this is mandatory." Mo like, "I don't want to go." The boss gonna say one more time. So this is mandatory. See, Mo gonna be smart.
Hold on, DVP. Mo ain't that stupid, man.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Don't use me for that example, man. I ain't that dumb.
No. I'm just saying, Mo gonna be smart, and he gonna sprain his ankle, or when he get there, he gonna get that emergency phone call when he gotta leave. But Mo ain't finna be stupid and say, "I don't care how mandatory you make it, boss. I'm not going." Because when they have these team building exercises, they're not optional. They're mandatory. You ain't got to pay for that. We got to speak. Everybody going. You know what you're gonna do? You're gonna take your mad ass and go. Hey, babe, call me we got to be there at 6. So give me about 6:15, 6:20. Call me with emergency. I get to go. Because you gonna go. Because other than that, you ain't trying to lose your livelihood. Man, don't go if you want to. But man, he might, when he go home, he might well go home with police escort, trying to explain to Gina why he ain't got no job. Because she's not trying to hear that shit.
Oh, you crazy? Yeah, hell yeah, I'm taking a police escort. You kidding me?
Right.
But look, man, that's a good example, but that's a conflict of interest because I'm at work and I'm on the work clock. So I got to do what work is doing, if I want to sustain in that space. Now I'm not no dummy. I got my own beliefs and my own system and my own plan, but I also know that if I need this company to survive and to sustain and to live, I'm gonna make the smart decision.
Right.
Y'all call it what y'all want. You call it selling out, you call it, Uncle Tom, whatever you want to call it, but I'm gonna make the smart decision.
Yeah, it's called keeping the lights on.
Yeah.
See, we had a thing, and everybody know how I feel. The Klan needed a police escort. Everybody looking at me like, "Oh, I know you ain't going."
No.
Well, I ain't going. Oh, I know how much you hate the Klan, and I still hate them. But this is at double time.
Oh,
and I ain't protecting the Klan. I'm protecting the black people, so to make sure y'all don't try to lock them up for doing something. So I got an agenda, but I'm gonna be there because I need to make sure I protect my brothers and sisters so they don't do dumb shit that end up in jail. See, so I can flip it because I'm not finna stand in front of shit if somebody throws something at them. Please believe I'm not finna stand in front of nothing and nobody. But when I blink twice, all y'all better run faster than me.
Oh yeah.
But I'm not finna sit here and say I ain't gonna do it. They don't know it's double time. Man, nah, I'd rather work another day and just make $10. Fuck, I want to make $20 for. Man, it ain't about the money. Again, only people say it ain't about the money are broke people. The people who tell you, oh, you selling out this, you selling out that. When you look at what they got, most time they living in their auntie basement, they live in their grandmama closet. People who got shit to get somewhere in life, Mark, who don't like to work, because what the lie he told last week, Mo, he want to be a house husband, bet his ass still out there working. But we ain't gonna call, yeah, because people who want something, you know what they do? They go out and work. They go out and work. So you ain't gonna never hear them say, oh, it's just this, because they working to get what they want. The other people who sit back and benefiting from us working, oh man, I ain't gonna let nobody tell me what to do. Dude, you at home by a certain time because your grandmama don't want you setting off the alarm at 10 o'clock. So somebody telling you what to do, you just ain't getting paid for it. So we can't keep listening to these people who ain't got nothing. and Stephanie Brown, people can join the protest early. The protest needs to be a long-standing thing, and it needs to have updates at least weekly. At least weekly to see where everybody's going. Because it's like anything else. Some weeks ain't gonna be good weeks, some weeks ain't. But everybody need to know that we need updates to keep us focused. Because you expect to see something. It's like the example Mo gave when he started talking about working out. Anybody who tries to work out, who is looking for results in the first week is going to be sorely disappointed, and they're going to stop working because they don't understand how the body works. The body is conditioned for what it's conditioned for. When you try to diet or anything else, the body's like, hey, what's going on? It ain't going to change nothing. But by the time you get to the second week, the body will start regulating itself to what you're telling it now. But the first week ain't nothing going to happen. Nothing. Because the body, unless you're doing some crazy shit, the body got reserves for you to either starve yourself or whatever. But if you continue to process, the body's going to work with you. Then you'll start seeing long-term results. But if you expect to see results in the first 48, you're not going to see shit. You're going to be disappointed.
First 48, you better just go watch the show.
Right. You might as well go on and sit in that hot box and sweat all this shit out and realize you weak as shit. Because you got to still replenish yourself. And like I said, when we're protesting, boycotting, whatever, we got to look at the long game.
Yes,
like I said, this whole Target thing, in the end, let's just say Target closes down. If that's the long game, then I said we made a really bad mistake, because if Target shuts down and now we put 30,000 people out of a job, 26,000 of those people are us, and we're at the bottom end of the totem pole. Them other people who get our job, they're getting multi-million-dollar payouts. So now the 26,000 of us that we just put out of a job, we know, if you don't know, this is how crime works. When you start shutting down people from working, crime rises. So you got these 26,000 people who live in low-income neighborhoods who they used to have to go to work, and they didn't mind working to make a little change. Now you done took a little change from them. Where they gonna go get another job? So how they gonna get stuff? So now your neighbors become criminals, and they rob them from who? They rob from their own neighborhood. So we're already increasing black on black crime by supporting something that puts blacks out of work. To me, that just makes no sense, and it's counterproductive to everything we do. And this is what your sheep herder is telling you to do. He ain't got no skin in the game, none. Because guess what? While he doing this, y'all still gonna be donating to him and his cause, and he still ain't supporting none of the elderly, none of the disenfranchised, nothing. He ain't opened up no affordable housing. He ain't opened up no businesses. So hey, everybody who lost their job at Target, y'all come holler at me. I'm gonna put y'all to work first. We're gonna start our own chain of grocery stores. We're gonna call it this, and we're gonna open up, and this is gonna be for black people. When was the last time y'all heard any church, black clergy, or any group say they're gonna start opening up their own chain of grocery stores? Because we all need grocery stores, don't we? When have you heard them say, hey, you know what? All y'all going to these tech schools, hey, let's open up some nail salons with just these black women in them. Y'all ever heard anybody say that? Because they can get a strip mall. They got the money. They got the money. But what church do you know is buying a strip mall and putting black businesses on blast and telling everybody, hey, go to Blackbriar Shopping Mall, and that's why I want y'all to shop at. That's why I want y'all to buy clothes, get your hair done, get your nails done, yada, yada, yada. Have you heard this? Have any of y'all ever heard of one doing that? They're not trying to put us to work so we can be better for our community. That's a great damn idea, ain't it? Because they got money, because we donate to them for fucking airplanes to go to Africa. We're donating to them. And what are they giving us back? What are they giving us back? That's all I'm saying. Right, Mark, he gonna say we're gonna pray for y'all, but they're not gonna put no action toward the prayer. They want us to do the action while they count the dough. Because again, I've been to one church who talked actively about getting people to get life insurance policies and how they can leave something, how they can do this and how they can do that. And if you lead a church X amount of dollars, we will fund you while you're living. Because your life insurance policy is gonna give us a payout on this. Ain't nothing wrong with that. To me, that's an even swap, no swindle. The fact is, it says that most of us gonna die. Since everybody ain't died, we don't know that for certain, but I'm gonna go with that. That's a real. So if we know this, as opposed to getting these what do you call the loans you get? What the reverse loans, Mo?
Oh, reverse mortgage.
Instead of doing reverse mortgage with a company, why don't we do reverse mortgages? Or like I said, reverse. Why don't we just do them with churches? Wouldn't that make a little bit more sense? They building something, they help us building something, we keeping it going.
Facts.
Go ahead, sir.
Hey, I want to run a poll, man. I'm gonna change it up real quick. I want everybody in the chat, and this is gonna be a question for DVP, but I want everybody in the chat to chime in also. I want to know, just curious too, I want to know the top 3 things you would tell your son about life. Top 3 things that he need to know about life. What's he need to know? What's he need to look out for? The things that's gonna benefit him. Throw the top 3 in there, y'all. We're gonna talk about it. What you got, DVP? Your top 3.
You asked me what my top 3 are? Did my phone just ring?
Yes, sir. No, that was mine, man. Go ahead.
1, life ain't fair.
Nice. Good. Life ain't fair. Hold on, let me write this down, man. Because
I was actually finna put them in the thing till you call me out.
Throw them in there. Go ahead. Life ain't fair. I type them in there. Go ahead, brother. You go ahead.
What's 2? 2. Nobody cares how you feel. 3. If you don't have a solution to the problem, shut the fuck up.
That's your top 3, right? Or
your just off the cuff, then will be my top 3.
Yeah, stay quiet. What y'all got now? Y'all throw something up in here. Now these here, let's see.
Let me just go and throw 4 in there right quick.
Go ahead. What you got?
Money in all caps. Money make the world go round, not your feelings. I keep hearing people, money ain't everything. You shitting me.
Money make the world go round, not your feelings.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. So we got these. So I don't see nothing else in here. So we're gonna look at these. Let's go through these one by one, expand on them, and kind of talk about them. And so we can kind of, if there's any young people watching, or if y'all got young people in your lives, maybe you can bring some of this back to them, let them see this. All right, number 1, DVP, life ain't fair. Let's expand on it. What you saying there, man? What you saying?
You know, people love to say, "Oh, this ain't fair. This ain't fair. That ain't fair." Life was never meant to be fair. It was never meant to be fair. The strong survive, the wise excel. You better fall in one of 2 categories. I watched the show and this lady was telling her daughter one time. She said, listen, baby girl, it's two things gonna help you in this world. Either you're beautiful or you're smart. You better take advantage of whichever one you do best.
Wow.
And it's like shit. She got a point. All this other shit don't matter. Who getting places? Good looking women or smart women. You better fall in one of them categories. If you ain't smart, you better have a hell of a body or look good. If you don't look good, you better be smart as shit. Because nobody gives a fuck. Oh, well, we'll give so and so a chance. Okay.
Wow, that's crazy, man.
And it was just a lot of truth to that.
Yeah, a ton of truth to that. All right, number 3, stay quiet if you don't have a solution.
And that's that, anybody can bitch about something. But if you ain't took enough time, if something's going wrong in your life and you don't know how to fix it, don't expect other people to fix it. Know how to fix it your damn self. If you don't like your living conditions, go ahead and get another job or reduce your living conditions. But don't keep saying, man, these rents crazy, man. These rents, they too much. Well, either get your roommate, player, or move down. Everybody want to stay in a nice neighborhood. But guess what? Us old heads, we didn't start off staying in nice neighborhoods. We stayed in affordable neighborhoods, and we worked our way up. Don't nobody want to work nowadays. They want somebody to give them something. Because of number 4. Nobody wants to work. Don't nobody care.
All right, money, make your world go round, not your feelings. All right, let's expand on that.
You ever been a hiring manager?
I have.
You ever heard this? Hey man, I'm gonna be the best worker you ever had.
You ain't hired. You can't. You can't get no job, bro. It's over, man. It's over, man. It's over. It's over.
It's like, if that was true, and it is, the best workers don't have to do interviews. People go after the best workers. They don't do interviews. You wouldn't be here begging me for a job if you were going to be the best worker I ever had. Wherever you came from, they wouldn't have let you go. But why are you doing this again? Because you need the money. You need the money. Man, I quit the other job because I ain't like it. To me, that tells me you're stupid.
Yeah.
Jobs don't hire you because you like them. It's nice if you like your job, but there's one primary reason we work. It's for the payout. It's for the payout. There's lots of things that we want to do. We don't do them first. That's why when people say, oh, you make time for things that you want to do. No, we don't. We make time for things that pay us first. We make time for things that we need first. There's lots of things people want to do. Shit, I'm sure that shit, in a 5-day work week, I'm sure that four and a half of them days, nobody wants to go to work. They'd rather go to the movie. They'd rather go to the pool. They'd rather go to the park. But they know won't none of them shits get them fed, won't none of them shits get the bills paid. So guess what? As my dad said, number 6, do what you have to so that you can do what you want to. I took that to heart. You do shit that you have to so that you can get to the point where me and Mo can do this show because we want to, but we put in the time. Because if we had to work and we was on somebody else's clock, we'll be like, yo, man, I got to work today. Because if work calling and DVP calling, one paying, one is entertaining. When you got choices, you do pick the entertaining. When you ain't got no choices, you pick the money.
Right.
Do what you have to so you can do what you want to. See, I worked all them overtime hours. I did that shit. I worked 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20-hour days sometimes. Because when my girl was playing AAU basketball, I wanted to go on these trips with her so I could be a chaperone. So I worked extra hours so that I wouldn't have to ask to be off. Man, damn, you work 40 hours in 3 days. Yeah, because I need to be off for 4 days to go to this tournament. And now that I'm here, y'all ain't going to ask me to stay because y'all know I still got to work next week. Do what you have to so you can do what you want to. See? Yeah. And most of us don't get that. We just want to keep asking. Man, hey, D, man, they say you can give me some of your sick time because I done burned all mine out. Well, damn, I've been here 10 years. You've been here 10. How you burn all your sick time out? Shit, hey, man, I'm going to take these sick days. So now you want me to give up my shit for free because this is money. You want me to give you my sick days. And when I'm going to get everything, man, you going to get blessed. Well, see, you talking to the wrong dude about blessing. My blessing is I ain't had to use my sick time. But when I get ready to, the shit is mine. Because if you figure I'm making $42 an hour and I give you 4 hours of sick time, that means I'm giving you almost $16,000. Why the fuck would I do that?
Thanks.
Why would I do that? That makes me stupid. All for a thank you? You got to be shitting me. Man, you got it. You had it too. You just kept taking it off. And you know, but that's how people try to make you feel bad about being a good employee.
Oh, hold on, man. You hit on something. We gotta come back to it, but I'm gonna tell you what it is so you can one of us can remember. I didn't write it down. But when people have the same stuff you have and they squander theirs, and then they try to make you feel guilty if you don't give up, if you don't squander yours.
Right.
Man, that's some. I go through that anyway. All right, so look at the last one. Mark said, and I like this one. It says, "Be flexible. You don't get bent out of shape because life ain't fair." Now, you DVP, you said life ain't fair already, but that be flexible, man. That's gold right there. That's gold, y'all. Be flexible, man, because if you get stuck in your ways, you're gonna be like a damn cinder block, and when it hits you, you're gonna crack and split. But if you're like a piece of rubber, you're gonna bend a little, and then it's gonna bounce off you, and you're gonna be good. So that be flexible, man. That's huge, man. And that applies 360 degrees in your life. 360 degrees in your relationship, at work. You know, the things you want to do in life, where you want to go to eat, all kind of things. What movies you want to watch, all kind of things, man. And that's gold right there.
And it's so much truth to it because being inflexible, especially when you ain't in a position of power, is the dumbest shit going. It's the dumbest shit going.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you got some fake power that we don't know about? What's going on?
I hear these people complaining about all the things they need and they ain't got money for, but as soon as I say, well, I got to open on 311, I can't work 311. Well, you was hungry a minute ago. You ain't hungry no more? So what, your hunger won't do 311? And he got to, but your pride, because now you're standing for something that don't mean nothing. Now, some people got mitigating circumstances. I understand that because, and I'm gonna use how me and Trina was at one point. We have a daughter who needs around the clock care. So yeah, we got to make sure our schedules meet so one of us can always be here. So both of us can't have 7 to 3 jobs because somebody's got to be here in the daytime. So I got a 7 to 3 job. Trina got an opportunity for a 7 to 3 job. Who's gonna get that job? Well, it ain't important who gets it. Who has a better opportunity for another shift? See, Trina can work at a company, and let's just say the company she worked for paying $10. Well, it's gonna pay me $15, but she can't work 311. I can work 311, make $12, but I want to make the 15. But Trina lose the 10 because the day shift is the only thing she can work. Your pride will say, "Hey, well, I don't know why I got to give up day shift. I'm gonna make more money than you." Well, I'm gonna make more money her working 311 too. But if I work 311 shift, we're making $22 an hour. If I work the day shift, we're only making 15. And people won't look at the other picture. They look at me first. I'm doing this. I don't know why you can't. Well, she wasn't offered no jobs that fit her skill set at a different time. So why not let her get that one and be the man, not the dude, be the man and do that. There's more flexibility. There was a point when we said, "Hey, you can't work at night," because the man in me didn't want her out at night. I will work at night. I don't want you out at night. It's too many different things that can happen. And she grown, she can take care of herself. But the men will understand this. Most men don't want their woman working at night. Yes, it can happen in the daytime, but we know more shit happens at night. Right. More shit happens at night. The reason most of us don't want to work at night is because more shit happens at night. We'd rather be at home. But I can mitigate this by getting a nice alarm system, by getting a pistol. So now I can work at night and I can sleep a little bit safer because we got an alarm system. We got a backup alarm system. But if I'm only going to work day shift because I can make the most money, then what she can do, then that's my pride getting in the way of us progressing. And we don't understand the whole, what he said first, is be flexible. Yeah, when everybody first get together, Mo would love for him and Jenny to be able to work at the same time so they can spend all their time together. But if that ain't feasible, to get ahead, they're gonna have to work different shifts. and do better management of their time together. But you can't flounder money-making opportunities for personal gain. And shit, I want to see my kids play football. Okay. So you're going to give up this job because you want to be at these games. But again, when the boss say, hey, we're doing this team building exercise, Mo, and he be like, hey, my son got a football game. Okay. Mo, we got a mandatory team building exercise at 6 o'clock. But my son game is at 6:15. Okay, Mo. I said all I got to say, brother. That's all. You going to figure it out. So Mo got a choice. A football game because he want to be there for his son. I'm going to be there. I ain't going to miss none of my son's game, but you're going to miss a paycheck. See, at some point, something should start ringing in his head to say, hey, you're stupider than shit, bro. You're stupid. Go ahead.
And so just two things. So one is that right there, that scenario actually comes by way of poor planning. So first of all, if I know my son got a football game, I'm putting it on the calendar. I'm taking the damn day off.
Right.
So have some responsibility and plan, because when you don't plan, that's when the problems come. So if I didn't plan it, just like DVP said, now I got to go head to head with the boss, try to figure out I'm going to lose my job or get in his bad graces or go to this game and make my son happy. Those are all losers all the way around. So you got to plan it. And then the other thing is, I wanted to point out Mark's last response. He said, look out for you first, because if you're not right, you can't help others. Pride will always be a downfall. That's a fact, man, because I'll tell you what I'm going to say, DVP, then tell yours. This is an example I use all the time for that response right there. I say, think about this. You're on a plane and the plane is having an emergency and it starts to go down, right? And those masks drop. All right, two masks drop. You got your child with you. Are you going to put your mask on first, or are you going to put your child's mask on first? And most people say, I'm going to put the child's mask on first. And I'm going to say, well, that's the wrong answer, because you are not going to be able to be there for the child. If you put the child's mask on, there's a chance you might not even be there for the child. You got to put your mask on first. So you got to take care of yourself first. Then you can take care of your child. It might seem backward, but that's the way you got to do it. So in other words, if your mom, if your dad, if your brothers, if they're not taking care of themselves, they cannot be there for you.
And that's so important. And the only caveat I'm gonna add to that is, you don't always have to put yourself first, but you better get in the habit of putting yourself first, because if you constantly put yourself second, everybody else will start doing it. Your job, your family, your friends, at some point, you have got to prioritize and put you there. And you got to look at the bigger picture. And people don't understand it sometimes, but that's the best example. I can't help nobody if I'm hurt. You know, when I used to teach cops and they want to run in and do shit. But bro, if you run in and get shot, who you helping? Now we got to stop and help you. Because, yeah, the slow tactical approach doesn't look good. But if you get shot going to rescue somebody, you just add it to the list of shit we got to go through now.
Facts.
And, you know, parents hated that. Oh, the police should have just rushed in. Well, everybody ain't got to die. Richard Pryor said that shit a long time ago, and he meant it. Everybody ain't got to die. But if we go in here foolishly, that's all we do. Oh, you want him to waste his rounds on me? Well, my family don't want him to waste his rounds on me. They prefer that he waste rounds on somebody. If somebody got to go, why I got to volunteer for this shit? And I tell people all the time when they try to say what cops are supposed to do, cops don't volunteer to get shot. Cops don't volunteer to get shot at. If that's what you believe, you're stupider than a box of rocks. Cops, they volunteer to help you, but their safety. We teach this. Their safety is first and foremost. If they're wounded, who can they help? Before the firemen do anything, what do? You see them put on all their protective gear. You don't see them running there without the fucking oxygen. You don't see them just running there with a hole. They make sure that they can, when they get there, they prepare for what comes next. I don't know why people think police gonna do something different. We go, and it's like, but in life you got to do the same thing. Like I said, there are times when we're gonna be stupid and foolish. When parents run in and save their kids because the house, it's stupid and foolish. I ain't religious, but they say God favor the crazy. But rational people know that you got to have a plan for this. That smoke is a killer. If you ain't planning for it, you pass out in the thing. So now we got 2 deaths instead of 1. I couldn't imagine living if my kids didn't live. It's a great sentiment.
Well, you won't now if you do that. You won't. And neither one of you. No, neither one of you.
But and you know, I tell them counterpart. So you okay with your kid being an orphan? So I mean, you know,
crazy.
It's we don't like to think about worst case scenario truly as being worst case, but you got to prepare for these things, and you gotta, you know, we were talking the other day. You know, we got to start practicing fire drills because we haven't done it because we've been lax. But if something happens, if my daughter at least knows how to get out the window, that means ain't neither one of us got to run across the room into all that smoke to try to get her. But we don't want to discuss these things, and this is putting family first. And these are the little things that we need to start doing, even to the point of like the football games and the team building stuff. One of the greatest things about being in a couple is that, hey, sometimes one can't do something, the other one got to step up for them. Mo need to work. Jenny gonna take care of this. We just need some representation. But Gina don't want Mo to be unemployed. Hell, Mo don't want Mo to be unemployed. But they want somebody to represent them at this other event. So when you got that, you got flexibility. But what do you think people with 2 kids do when they got games at the same time? Because the kids are different age. One game is in this county, the other game is in that county. Y'all ain't got but one car. Whose game you going to? The oldest kid or the youngest kid? So life is always about choices. Yeah. But what you want to do, you want to go to both of them. Oh, you know, people make time for what they want to. Tell your kids that and then have to miss one of their games. Because with Dad, you said you make time for what you want to, so you didn't want to see me, you want to see a little bit. Well, no, but that's what you said. That's why I hate that. I absolutely hate. That's one of the worst phrases in life, that we make time for what we want to. No, we make time for what we have to. We make time for what we have to. Do what you have to so that you can do what you want to. Because I'm sure me, Mo, Mark, and everybody, we've come across something where we want to do 3 things at one time, and we couldn't do but one. We want to do all 3 of them. We sitting there trying to figure out how we can do them, but we can only do one. The one we like, the one that make the most sense, the one that's closest. Because them the choices we're looking at. Because we sitting here, because we got to order which one we think we want to do, but now we got to look at our situation.
Man, that's beautiful, man. See how he broke down. That's a system right there. You see how he did that? He put the 3 fingers up. He had a system right there. That's how you get your brain systemic like that, man. You can go far in life, a long way. And so let me hit this last one. Mark was saying, is pride your downfall? I think we all can relate to that, because I know I did some stupid shit because of pride, right? Thinking, you know, I have to do this because if I don't do this, then people won't like me, or I won't look like I'm the best this or the best that, you know. And so that pride is dangerous, man. Watch out for that one, man. What you say, DVP?
And we know it is, because we don't know how to negotiate, and we don't know how, like I said, and that's why I said there's a time when you can't put yourself first. Sometimes the bigger picture has got to be first for you to succeed. Mo, you've been at work all day. You know you want pasta. You know you want pasta. Pasta's on your mind. You get home, and Gina wants Mexican. And she's adamant about it. Where you going to put your foot in the sand?
So look, y'all don't know Gina. So I'm eating Mexican, goddammit.
Because every fight ain't worth winning. And this is what sometimes you can't put with you got to put the team above you. And you know, one of the conversations that we had initially, and Trina had said something. She said, I like that when it's time to make decisions, you don't always consider what's best for you first. You consider what's best for me and the girls. Because that means I'm still winning. I control the purse strings. I can always get what I want first. But does it make sense for the unit? Does it make sense that I got to be the happiest? And that's why sometimes you can't put yourself first. You got to put everybody else first. Or because at the end of the day, you benefit from it. So when Mo see it, as much as he wanted pasta, Mexican ain't a bad alternative, especially if it comes with a pretty happy spouse.
Yes,
see, because now you just, them 3 fingers, what I want, what she want, what's best for us. What's best for us just came first. And what's best for us is to do what she wants. And guess what? If he'd have made a big deal about it, Gina probably would have said, you know what, we can eat pasta because you've been working hard. But it wasn't worth the negotiation. It's smarter for him to go and give that one up and have a little ace in the hole. It's smarter.
And you get to a certain age, man. You get to a certain age where nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, supersedes peace. All right, you're gonna get to an age where it's gonna be like peace over everything, man. So sometimes argument not even worth it, man. You know what I'm saying? Depend. You know what it is. Argument not even worth it. I don't care what it is. You know, it's not worth the argument. So and I'm at a point. I'm like a little rag doll. My wife want to do something. I fight with her. I throw a couple punches, man. I fight, but I always lose every time.
You know, but what happens in the long run is there's gonna come a time he wants something and he gonna say it and she gonna remember him all the time. And you know what she gonna say? She gonna say the same thing he said before. She gonna say, okay, baby. Okay.
Right.
And sometimes, Mark, because this is a good one, because I heard people say, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? Every now and then, it's more important to be right. Every now and then, more often than not, it's more important to be happy. But sometimes there's some things that you can't negotiate with. Hey, this is what we got to do. And this is where you got to know who you're dealing with, who you're playing with. Because sometimes we let emotions get the best of us. And if your happiness is going to cause our downfall, well, you can't be happy today, babe. You can't be happy. See, that pretty shiny 2025 BMW, it will make you happier than shit. But it means we're going to fall way behind on our bills. So her happiness can't win at that moment. But as the man, you got to be able to pull out that list and show them why it's not a good choice, because it still will make them happy. And this is where we have to work a little bit harder. And as Mo said, we have to have a plan, because we've all wanted things that will make us happier, but it will fuck up our finances. It will fuck up something else. And, you know, we can't keep making dumb decisions without understanding there'll be repercussions behind them. Go ahead, Mo.
No, I was just gonna say, man, I don't know how many of y'all married or whatever, but or maybe a woman not like this, but you know what kind of monster you will make if you always try to make the woman you with happy? You know what kind of monster you will make? Man, the expectation will be off the chart. If you never say no, if you never say, well, let's do what I want to do, man, you listen. I think so. I can't speak for all women, but I think most of them come with pre-programming that I'm supposed to get what I want. And so I know mine did. And then we had to butt heads and we met in the middle. You know what I'm saying? You got to figure out what's right for y'all. But you gotta manage that so that it works for you. But
And I'm gonna challenge that theory, Mo. I'm gonna challenge that theory without even having talked to Gina. I will tell you, based on my research, women do not respect a man that won't tell them no.
Oh no, I said I do tell them no. That's what I'm saying.
Because they will push you to see if you're a pussy. Because sometimes they know they asking for too much, and if you won't tell them no, you have lost their respect.
Yes, sir.
This is what I have heard from women. Because they know sometimes they being bratty or whatever. And most women want a man who can tell them no without being disrespectful. But they need to be told no. And more importantly, when you're going to tell them no, again, if you can explain to them why their decision ain't the best, they respect you even more, because now they start giving in. They start asking you what you want. And 9 times out of 10, we know it's whatever they want. But when they know you're a good decision maker, they start deferring. They be like, hey, man, I want to do this. What you think? See, because now they know you're thinking big picture, where they may be thinking in the moment, and that's a win-win for everybody, because they know that you don't make impulsive decisions, even though you do. You just don't get caught making them, and that's a great thing. So I'm telling you, fellas, you know, you see all these women who say, fellas, flag. If a woman tells you she don't want a man who tell her no, I'm telling you now, run. If she want to be a one-night stand, get in where you fit in, but get the hell on. Don't mess with a woman who does not want to be told no.
And yeah, facts.
She's telling you she ain't shit.
And make sure, because this is for me. This is what I do. The reason why we don't have problems is because my no's are real no's. They're not that. They're the things that I really can't do. I'm not having it. I'm not dealing with it. But that makes up like 5 to 10% of everything that my wife asks for. So it's not much, but she know when the no come, it's over. But you know, my wife is tough, man. She'll still test me, man. Sometimes she can wear me down too, you know. But if she don't wear me down, I win that battle.
But when we get when we get a good one, it's less of a battle. Sometimes, and it's cute. It's cute that you say that. Sometimes a battle is an inside battle to see who is the smartest and who got the best plan. And those are great when y'all can truly have a battle of wits and they got a counterpoint. Because don't tell fellas, don't repeat this to nobody. Don't repeat this. Women see that as an aphrodisiac. They're not going to tell you that. But when you can match wits when they want to be smart and you can match wits with them and you can get them to see your way, if you listen real carefully while they're thinking, you're going to hear a little squishing sound. I'm going to let you figure out what that squishing sound means. But they turned on by this. So, but you got to be prepared for this because they're going to challenge you. That's their job. It's like kids. Their job is to challenge you to make sure that you earn the right to be the king of the king of the castle, the head of the house, or whatever it is. If your only answer is no, because I said so, you lose them. But when you can say, babe, this don't make sense because this is. If you get that car, then you know that means we're not gonna be able to take that trip this year. Because this is gonna put us on this financial level. So would you rather have a car or you rather have the trips? So you just threw the ball back in their court, but you don't plant that seed. They want this brand new car, they don't want to take these 2 trips. You know what, babe? That Honda don't look so bad. Okay. Because I want you to be happy, but you even push it back to them so they can make the thought process. Because I guarantee you, once it's like, ooh, I got me a smart man. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And you ain't got to be a smart ass. You ain't got to threaten them. All you got to do is just lay down to them. You don't have to tell them which one is the better decision. Just give them an option. You can pick your better decision or the better decision for the family. And watch what they do. That's why I say, fellas, sometimes we argue about stuff. It ain't about the fight or happy. You let them make their own decision, but you inform them and watch them. I guarantee you, more times than not, they're going to give you what you wanted to do anyway. And you don't have to beat them down for it. But you got to be smart about it. People call people like, I'm going to take credit for this. I'm going to give more credit for this. People will call us manipulative. And we've earned the title, but being a manipulator ain't always bad. It's only bad when you use it so that you can keep winning and you're giving false facts. But if it's a fact that we can't go on these cruises because you got this new car, you still get to choose. I'm not changing the fact. I do want you to see what I see. That's not being manipulative to me. It's being informative. But I still got you to think my way. So in the broadest sense, I did manipulate you, but I didn't use my powers for evil. You know, and that's just how that goes. Because guess what? Man, Mo, go. Where you co-sign the pen at? See, ladies know. There's some times we don't want to do shit, and we got our mind made up. We lay down on the bed because we tired, and they put that damn dress on. They put that damn perfume on. Oh, they cheating their asses off. But I just want to sleep for 2 hours. Well, when you see that dress, when you get a whiff of that damn perfume, you know you dealing with the devil's first daughter, but you get your ass up anyway because they cheated. But they know what to do to get what they want too. They're not finna sit there and argue with you. They finna apply pressure because they know what you like. So as tired as you was, you don't want her going out in that dress and that perfume by herself. And you're not even gonna be tired. You're gonna be tired when you get back home, but whew, they cheated. See, that was manipulative. They didn't tell us we had to go. Well, baby, I guess I'll just go by myself. Shit me. Fuck. Man. But you know, it's the same thing because they done hit us with that before. They done hit us with some shit that we can't say no to. We thinking no, and it just get pushed out because. Man, you cheated. We ain't even mad that they cheated though. But you know, it's warfare.
Yeah, it is. Hey, I'm gonna switch it up real quick and just say, so I got a question. This is something that happened, and I want to get people's opinions. But man, I hope my wife ain't watching this show. I'm gonna have a problem, boy. Let me see her name anywhere over here. Okay.
So you throw it at me. You throw it at me.
All right. So, okay. So I'm throwing that DVP. This good, and then DVP answer. All right, DVP. So we sat down and we did our voting, and there was a line item for the city wanted to do some development for the parks. All right, and it was a line item that said, when you vote for that, do you vote to allow supplementary taxes? So they got this tax fund to go towards repairing the parks. I said hell no. I said no, hell no, and she said yes. And we both had reasons why that was the case. I won't tell you them yet. Let me just see, just from the base, if you got thoughts on that. Just from the base question.
Okay, I missed to say it one more time.
So when you vote, you get an
Okay.
option. You get an option to choose whether you want funds from the tax coffer to go towards park development. So there's parks in the town where we live, and they say, hey, do you guys want some of your tax money to go towards, park redevelopment, right? And so that's the question. Do you want some of your tax money to go towards park redevelopment? Okay. And so you get to vote on that. You get to vote. If you live in the town, you get to vote yes or no. All right. So I won't tell you all the details yet. I'll tell you after. But I voted no, and my wife voted yes. And then we talked about our reasoning. I won't get into that yet. But is that something you would say apply the city tax money towards park development beautification?
Probably. I would probably vote yes.
Okay, what you got in mind though? Let's say the parks are not the park. Okay, let me qualify it now. The parks are not horrible. They just need some little spit shine. They ain't horrible. They need a little spit shine. So based on that, is it the same answer?
Well, see, and I'm gonna tell you why it's unfair. Because where we stay, we actually got recognized as having some of the best parks in the country.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
Because that's what they do.
That's nice.
So yeah, it's. If I was in Atlanta, I would vote no. But out here, I would vote yes because I see what they do. I see what they do with the money. That's what I say. It's kind of that one's kind of unfair because we actually was on a TV show.
No, it's not unfair. It's not unfair because the story's not done yet. Okay, so now that's one line item. Now you also see in your town that there's other things that need repair. Let's say the streets, for example. You got some streets that need repair. You got some there's some random lots with trash in them that need to be taken care of. And so you got to weigh that against, you got to weigh park beautification versus that stuff. And so that's what I was doing. I was weighing.
I got you.
You see what I'm saying? I was weighing park beautification versus the other things that need to get done. And I'm like, that should be lower on the list. Just in my mind, that should be lower on the list. But my wife was like, no, I want the parks to be pretty. So I can, when I walk through, I want them to be pretty. So, and I can see both sides. I'm just curious whatever anybody else thinks.
And that's why I say it ain't fair. Like again, out here, see, we don't get to vote on school stuff.
Yeah.
The rule is once a classroom has 22 students, they automatically buy a trailer because the classroom can't handle more than 22 students. So they don't even ask us how we feel about it. They it's just automatic. Whereas the park stuff, like I said, because they ask more about the park stuff. The school stuff, you don't get no say so in. Like I say, once they hit 22, a trailer is coming because they finna knock. And I'm like, shit. I went to school in Atlanta where we got 50 people in a classroom. But when my daughter got put into a trailer, so they sent a letter home saying your daughter's being moved to a trailer, which I was like, what does that mean? And it's like, oh, because the classrooms were over full, so we had to move some students to a trailer now. And I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, I thought it was a bad thing, was she get kicked out? But it's just how they do it. And there's nothing to vote on. It's just automatic now. It's just automatic.
Wow.
So I'm like, yeah.
So look. Oh, go ahead. You done?
Like I said, if I lived in Atlanta, it would be a totally different story.
Oh, okay. So look, on that note, I want to know, for the people watching, just throw it in the, make a comment on if you knew. This is what I want to see, because I want to find out if my people really know about voting. So did you even know that you could vote on park beautification? You even know that? Because they got this, I'm telling you, the damn voting form, man, it's like reading a damn encyclopedia. I'm not kidding you. It's like reading encyclopedia. Then you got to go look at supplemental material and all this. So you know, I did it. I went through it. It take a long time. It took us like 4 hours, man. But you know, we went and did it, and I realized that there's a lot of things that I didn't even know that I had the ability to vote on. Not that, and you know, from an individual perspective, I don't really believe that voting all the time makes sense. But I'm in this area, right? I'm in the area where they're asking a question. I'm voting on it. You know what I mean? I'm voting on it. So based on that, I wanted to know if anybody, if you guys watching, did you know that they put stuff like that on the voting ballot? Because if you just fill out your ballot and you just check off the president, that's all you got. You just got the president. But there's other stuff. There's judges, there's sheriffs, there's park beautification projects, propositions, all kind of stuff. Just wondering if y'all knew, because that's something. I mean, I'll admittedly tell you, for 40 something years, I didn't even know that kind of stuff was on. You know, I thought it was just you just cast a vote for the president and that's it. I didn't know this other stuff, you know, admittedly. But now that I'm aware, I just want to spread that information. You know what I mean? I don't know where my partner DVP went. He took off, man. He probably sometime he get kicked off the show. Oh, here he come. He coming back. There you go.
I don't know what happened now.
Yeah. I said DVP. See, you did this to me before, man. I like DVP did it again, man. I was telling the people, man. I said DVP did that again, man. He just broke out one day, threw me up, you know, full screen, and just didn't say nothing.
Hey, man, you got this, bro. You got this.
Let's see what Mark says. So I asked that question, man. Oh, go ahead.
We don't need politicians, and because we putting too much faith in them, they're gonna tell us what they want us to know. We at some point in this age of information, we gotta start being, and because what they do is they respond to what we ask them. So we don't ask them the good questions because we become too dependent on them to tell us things that only feed what they're doing. And this is why I say, as much as our parents and grandparents told us that was wrong, they didn't have the sources that we got. They didn't have them. So now we're much more educated. Our children will be even much more educated than us. Why do we keep wanting people to tell us things that we can look up and research ourselves? Why don't we do a better job of it? You know, one of the things that, you know, that I got in trouble for is I still have a big beef with high schools and volleyball. Why do girls on the volleyball team have to wear these coochie cutter bottoms?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
That's, to me, is crazy. What's the most, when the most pedophiles are in one place? It's at these volleyball tournaments and at these cheerleaders where they wearing these tight ass pants. How come they can't wear pants like the basketball players wear? Because I don't care who you are. When you see what these girls wearing at volleyball game, that's next to pornography. And if you got a pedophile and saying we're feeding them, them pants don't mean that much. So there are things that we can do because everybody else ain't doing this. Because, hey, maybe they ain't got no kids in school. Maybe it ain't that important to them. You know, whenever we talk about the Black referendum, and I'm gonna stick this to the day I die. Until we talk about something that revolves around Blacks' mental health being affordable and available in Black communities, I don't give a shit about nothing else. I don't care about reparations. I don't care about 40 acres and a mule. Until mental health is accessible to us in proximity and in price, there's nothing else that I want to talk about. But everybody, oh, I want money, I want this. Well, if you got money and you ignorant, what purpose did it serve? So we're waiting on people to say stuff to us. We got to start telling them what we want. We got to start telling them what they got to do for us. They want our money, they want our vote, but we're not asking for nothing in exchange other than to be misinformed. This is why we got to start reading. This is why we got to start coming together and saying, hey, Mo's agenda is this. DVP's agenda is this. Marx is this. We need to be able to take these all. And when we get an audience, whoever agenda they want to listen to, hey, Mo, they want to hear what you got to say. So come on up here and tell them. And this is where we can't be selfish. Why they pick Mo's agenda over mine? This is more important. Well, get heard. Get heard. And we can let them prioritize. And this ain't what we do because we keep waiting for them. So as Mo was saying, some of the stuff that's on these ballots, I've never even heard about it till I got in there. And guess what you can't do then? It's too late to research then. But what you can do, you can look at the ballot early. See, I didn't know you could do that. You can look at the ballot early and see what's on there so you can do some research. But nobody will tell you that. No, the thing said, dang, you got 8, 9 presidential candidates. I ain't heard but 3.
Right, I know, right?
But when I saw the ballot, I'm like, who the hell are these other people?
Right.
But you can preview the ballot before you go vote. And then it'll tell you everything that's in there in your area. So, okay, now, what's this mean? What's a SPLOS? Let me check out SPLOS and what this means. Okay, as Mo was saying, okay, they want to do this for the parks. But what about the schools? What about the street? What's the street thing? Oh, they got a thing saying they can only work on the streets from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. Oh, hey, definitely let me check that one. It didn't work for me because I worked 11 to 7, but it makes sense to only work on the streets at night. You're causing less damage to the average person. But I heard people, oh, man, they don't need to work on the streets at night. That's when I work. Dude, it's only 20 cars at night. In the daytime, it's 200. It's slowing up school buses down. That affect the kids. But we could do a lot more if we stop being dependent upon people who we know are undependable. And like I say, back to Mo's point, we need to know when they say they want to do money with this, again, and I don't mean to hijack your thing, Mo, but how many of us go to town hall meetings? This is where the good shit come out. How many of us go to these town hall meetings?
That's true.
We don't. We too busy watching reality TV, too busy doing it. Town hall is where all the dirt come out.
Yeah, and so to those points, so DVP and Mark, those are good points. And I want to just say this. I want to add this to this discussion that I think the voting process is made difficult by design, and the fact that we don't know all of the items on the voting ticket, and it's so many of them, and we don't find out. We don't get. There's like, I thought back, right? I got a bachelor's degree. If I didn't go into political science, right? I got a bachelor's degree. So nowhere in my educational process that I even accept probably like 7th, 8th grade when they talked about legislature and this and that, and city council, whatever. Nowhere in my education did they touch upon politics, political structure, the process. Nowhere. So I'm just like everybody else. I'm out here, like as DVP said, doing my own research, trying to figure out, exactly how I can make my vote count, or at least get my vote in. Whether it counts or not, I'm getting it in. I don't care about none of that. So I know the voting process is difficult by design. That's what I think. And my hope one day, my idea, because I know there's a lot of Black political scholars out here. I watch some of these programs, and sometimes they teach you some stuff, but I think they really need to come up with a program when it gets close to ballot time. They need to come up with a program where that we can watch and they can explain stuff to us. Because I tell you, I read these ballots, man, my eyes get damn glossy. You know what I'm saying? They got 1,000, they got candidates on there, they got the families, and you got to look at their whole life project and how, their plans and what they stand for and where they're going. It's a monster process, man. And so it needs to be, I think there needs, you got to do your due diligence. Apparently, if you want to vote and get your vote in, but I think it just needs to be made easier.
But this is where we get to when we got the Philip Theo, we got the Joes, we got a couple other people. You see everybody doing the breakdown of bullshit videos. We need somebody who will break down some of these political videos in plain talk, because I hate when we do try to listen to some of them and they speak in lawyer read, knowing that we don't understand, because that's their way of avoiding us. We need somebody who can break this down into layman's terms, which is why, lately I've been trying to become a little bit more politically astute so I can tell people what's going on. We talk about everything that's going on with this president and how they're shipping out people, how they're shipping out Americans, because most of us, if pressed right now, if you got stopped on the street, how could you prove you're an American? There is no way. And if they just ship your ass off to a fucking concentration camp somewhere and they don't let you make no phone call, and hell, even if they let you make a phone call, how many of us are old school where we actually know the number without having to look in our phone first? So even if they gave us one phone call, who could most of us call? There's certain things that we got to start being better at, as opposed to keep waiting and hoping that the system won't betray us, because we've seen the system is betraying us. Go ahead, sir.
No, I was gonna add to what you're saying. So I think this is what I think. You can correct me if I'm wrong. This is what I think though. If you got that new license, you've been certified that you should be in the United States. If you got that new license, because that's what I believe they did. They did a recounting of everybody in the United States, because you had to give your damn birth certificate and you had to give your light bill or something with your address on it. And so they did a recounting of people in America for you to get that new ID. If you got that ID, you're supposed to be here.
But here's the thing, though, brother. If they walk up on you and grab you and they empty your pockets before you get to it, because they're not asking these people for ID. You seen these ICE videos? They're not asking them for shit. They walk up on you and tell you to put your hands behind your back.
Yeah, so that's true.
You don't get a chance to do nothing. And even if you show it to them, if they don't want to see it, what? They just knock out your hand and lay on the street. You gone.
Facts.
And as we sit back and again, we argue, and hindsight is 20/20, but listen to all the hate and vitriol that Harris to see because we don't want a woman telling us what to do. Really? But now y'all ain't got nothing to say. Look at the rights we lose, and what did Joe say? And this is fact. When we lose rights, we don't get them back. They trying to wipe black people back to the point where we only 1/8 of a vote, where it takes 6 of us to overdo some shit. But niggas will keep saying our vote don't count. If it didn't count, why they keep trying to take it from us? So do we need somebody to tell us this? Do we need somebody where we need to start banding together and truly becoming my brother's keeper, so that if we see something happening to one of us, we can band together, aka Malcolm X, and show them we're 1,000 strong? Or we're going to keep being individuals and they picking us off one by one in front of each other? Because that's what we're doing. We're setting ourselves up to be preyed upon, because the one time we need to unite and stand as a united front is when we see wrong being done. Because that's when you got the power, when they know they can't just come in there and grab one and want nobody to do nothing. Every time, even when ICE come in, they 4-5 deep. And you see people watching, but you don't see nobody forming circles. You don't see nobody putting up real resistance. And when they start doing that to us, what we going to do? Because we swear we got power. We swear we got guns. We swear we're ready for war. Until one little white dude show up and tell us, hey, put your hands behind your back. We're going to start, hey, what you mean? I'm an American. They lock the soldier up. They lock the cop up. They lock the military mom up. They locking up Americans. These are white people. You think you stand a chance when we start doing this? But again, if they come at you, what's the plan? Because we're not being educated. Hey, you may have to get this damn license tattooed on your ass somewhere so it's with you all the time. That's why I was a fan of chips. I don't think nobody trying to follow me like that. But if I got a chip in me that says this, give me the fucking chip, player. Because I ain't finna leave my arm at home. I done left my ID at home before. But give me a chip. Scan my shit. Scan my shit. They're gonna be following us. We ain't that damn important. But we got to do a better job of educating ourselves and stop trying to worry about shit that we striking fear on our own hearts and shit that ain't be scared of. Because we should have all been scared of this new guy. I'm sorry, this old guy being president again. Ignorance is a choice. We saw what he did the first time, but there were still people who would rather not have her than not have him, based on misogyny. We saw what he brought. Who do we need to tell us that it was going to be more of that? Who do we need? And yeah, he's done a couple of good things, but so did Hitler. Hell, some of these serial killers that killed off a couple of people who deserve to die. Does that mean that we should forgive them for it? No, it was still wrong. So when we keep wanting people to tell us things that we can find out for ourselves, Mo can tell you something, DVP can tell you something, but guess what? Mo and DVP been wrong. And sometimes we speak from our personal experiences, how it affects us. Not how it affects Mark, not how it affects Ant. We know how it affects us. So this is what me and Mo just said. We vote different on the same thing. Because Mo looking at it one way, DB, which one of us is wrong? Neither one. We're voting from what our stance is. What somebody else vote is still from their stance, but ain't neither stance destructive to the other one. And that's what we got to start realizing. Because we don't agree don't mean we're being destructive. And that's where ignorance is more important, because sometimes it requires a communication. Mo, why are you doing this? DP, why are you doing that? And we talk. We may come to an agreement, or we may just come to a better understanding of why we think differently. Ignorance is a choice, and we keep choosing it over and over and over again. Well, shit, I'm going to ask Ant why Mo voted that way. I don't want to talk to Mo. I'm going to ask Ant. So Ant can give me his edited version of something he don't know. As opposed to saying, Mo, why you think like that? Oh, shit, that kind of makes sense. Okay. I wouldn't do that, but I see why you got there now. And this is where we become educated. We don't have to keep asking outsiders. Let's ask common people.
And so let me see. I'm gonna throw this out there, but this is how much time we got left, DVP?
6 minutes, Dougie Fresh. 6 minutes, and you're home.
This won't take long. So we'll channel this conversation. This is our conversation we had earlier, DVP. I just want to throw this out there. Just a quick note. But I was in the conversation. They were asking me if the boycott worked or not. And the first thing I did, this is just a clue for y'all to understand what stocks and the stock market does. First thing I did was I went to Target stock and looked at the stock graph to see if it was impacted. All these businesses in the world, every single business in the world tracks their business performance on a stock graph, every single one. So if you want to know if the business is successful, if you want to know if it's failing, if you want to know what's just maintaining, whatever you want to know, it's on the graph, and it goes out like 10 years or longer. It could go longer sometime. So first thing I did, I went to the graph. And on the graph, it was able to tell me that from the inception of the quote unquote, let's put quotes on that. When I say boycott, I'm putting quotes on it. From the inception of the boycott to today, there was relatively no change in the value of Target. So that tells me a lot. Just that data point alone tells me a lot, because without data, all you can do is speculate, right? We just speculate. We not no CEOs. I can't call no CEO, be like, yo, man, how the company doing? I can't do that. So closest thing I can do, go to the graph, Target graph, look at the graph, say, how's the company performing, right? If the boycott really had an impact, there should be a dip. There should be a drop, because anytime business drops, your stock graph will drop. So I went and looked at that, and it doesn't show that there's a significant drop. So in that case, my assessment is that it didn't have that much of an impact. You know, people might think differently, but I go by data. So I'm just sticking with that. So I just wanted to let y'all know that's one of the things you can learn once you learn stocks. You know, you can really assess a business's performance and understand why the business is performing that way. Because if I looked up Target, I can guarantee you right now, if I looked it up and I say, hey, what happened if there was a dip? Let's say there was a dip in the graph, right? If I went to that dip and found the date, I'll make it up, December 10th, 2025. If I went and went on Google and I said, what happened to Target on December 10th, 2025, right? It would tell me. Or if I said, how come Target has a dip? How come the stock dropped on December 10th, 2025, right? It would tell me. And so there's ways to measure business performance and how things are doing. So don't just speculate. There's ways to do this stuff. We just got to be told. That's all.
But you gotta learn how to read. Mo got a group where he's trying to teach all these things, because who's teaching it? You got to have somebody that's going to speak real English. And what we got to stop doing is looking for people to validate people who don't give a shit about us. Like I said, we'll spend more time and energy wishing people a happy birthday. We'll wish Prince a happy birthday, Michael Jackson, the latest star. We don't take care of people who right there next to us that we should be doing these things and learning things from. Mo got a group. Mo got a group. Oh, but he ain't nobody popular. See? And we got to give up that popular mentality and get back to grassroots stuff. The best pastors, the best preachers, the best sheep herders are the ones that don't have a mega church and have a hidden agenda because they don't have hella bills. Remember this. When we used to listen to the radio, the best radio stations were the newest ones. They didn't have a lot of commercials because they were new. The more popular they became, the more commercials they end up getting. And then the music changed because now they got to answer to their sponsors. But when they was brand new and didn't care about nothing and nobody because they was just trying to make a name for themselves, I remember one radio station, man, you could listen for almost 50 straight minutes of straight music when they first came on. Now you can't get through 15 minutes of music before a commercial come on. Because that's what commercialism does, and we got to accept that. When politicians become politicians, they're commercialized. Don't let nobody fool you. I don't care how good some of these people are, how well they speak, AOCs, all these women who speaking out, watch them. There's still certain things they won't talk on because they're still commercialized. They still depend on sponsors. They still depend on money from outsiders. So that's all I'm saying. But get with Mo, like I said, he got these groups. We can learn, ask him questions. And this is what we gotta be willing to do to work ourselves. What happened to the days of us getting dirty and learning, as opposed to just reading. One of the things I hated about reading is I can't ask nobody questions. I want to be able to talk to somebody. So when they ask me a question, I can say, "Hey Mo, slow down. What do you mean by that?" If he just send me something to read, I got to write all these questions down. And by the time we get there, something else may come up. Or when I run into him again, I may not have these questions with me. But while he's talking to me real time, I can ask these questions real time. The reason most of y'all like this show is because if y'all type some shit, if y'all don't wait too long to type it, we answering you real time. It ain't like you get to watch the show and you post stuff and then we come back 3, 4, 5 days later and we answer them. We answer y'all pretty much real time. It don't get much better than learning real time for most people. So, Mo gonna tell y'all his group again because I need for y'all to get educated. The more you know about stocks and money, what was the G.I. Joe thing? Knowing is half the battle.
Yeah.
Knowing is half the battle.
That's true, man.
And if you know something, the one something nobody can take from you is what you know. They can't take it from you. It just is what it is. And I'm gonna say this before we go. When Mo let me read, when Mo sent me his book, let me make sure it's on one of these you see.
There you go.
Yeah, but guess what? When I start critiquing the book, and I can speak from a position of knowledge, see, our conversation changed. I wasn't speaking on emotions. I'm like, this is, and most okay, but some of this stuff makes sense because he wasn't in that position. He's writing from a civilian perspective. It's like when we do Law and Order show, me and Joe gonna speak to y'all in real world terms because sometimes I find myself talking in police terms. But when I'm talking to regular people and they ask me regular questions, I learn how to turn it down or make sure they understand what I'm saying. And sometimes that's what you got to do. You got to ask somebody who will talk to you legitimately. And when you don't understand the word, they ain't going to use another big word to confuse you. Because they don't want to talk.
Yeah.
The validity of Section 42 of Article 19 says, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, what the hell's that, man?
Right. We're like, oh, that's illegal. No, it's not illegal. It's immoral. The law doesn't cover immorality. It doesn't cover that. It covers laws. What's legal and what's illegal. That's all the book covers. But that ain't right. It's not in the code section. And and you can have these conversations when you get with real people. But Mo, tell them name your group one more time because I need for y'all to start doing more of this. He got a bunch of different plans. Some of them gonna take time, and we're gonna have to prioritize 1, 2, and 3. But he got a lot of plans. And if you want to volunteer to help, hey, shoot him a message. Shoot the page a message, telling him where you want to help. We're not gonna turn down no help. Even if we got to train, we're not gonna turn down no help.
Facts. Yeah. So the group is a free community programs group. So you join that group. I got all the free programs on there. And like DVP said, if you wanna volunteer or help, I'm all for it, man. I'm just out here trying to do some good work. This is what DVP doing. He took his knowledge, he's taking his knowledge and he brought it to the show. I'm taking my knowledge, I'm bringing it to a Facebook page. So we are just out here trying to do some good things. So, you know, take advantage of those because, you know, I ain't gonna speak for DVP, but I think I know the answer. But you know, I've been through a lot, I've seen a lot, done a lot, and now it's my time to just. I got some scars that I can use to educate people, and so that's what I'm doing. I'm saying, listen, don't make the mistakes I did, don't do the dumb things I did, don't miss out on the things I missed out on. I ain't started investing until I was like 32. Stupid. Okay, you should start investing at 17. I didn't start investing until I was 32, 35, somewhere around there. And it's one of the best things that I ever did to supplement my income. You know, better than a side hustle, better than real estate, better than whatever. But you know, I had to learn it through the school of hard knocks. And you know, it's just one of them things that, you know, once you get the information, then there's something you can do with it. But you got to open your ears and reach out and seek it.
And that's it. You got any parting shots for me, brother?
No, man, good show. I just yeah, people come to if you need to reach, you know, DVP got my information. So just reach out to DVP. He'll direct you to the page, join the page, you know, listen, I got stuff there for your teens too. You guys got teens, and we got programs. I'll be working with DVP and Joe. We're putting a program together for policing in America. All right, where we can teach your kids and your teens what to expect from the outside and from the inside. We'll be using my book as a starting point, but that's just for reference. And then we got two people who actually served as officers in the system, and we'll be having discussion to, you know, and we're gonna talk about it all. You know what I'm saying? It's not no us against them. It's just let's have a discussion. Let's talk about what it is so you can make the best decisions for you and your loved ones and your teens. I definitely want the teens to come because they need to hear this. They really do. And that's it, my brother.
And y'all know what it is, man. We're gonna do this again next week, but you know, we need for y'all to step up. I like talking to my crowd, but hey, man, as they say, I need for y'all to bring a friend, bring somebody who need to hear this, bring somebody who need a little uplifting, bring somebody who needs to know that they work ain't in vain, so that we can start becoming stronger individually, so we can become stronger as a group. You know, that's the whole thing. Just bring somebody, bring the questions. We ain't dodging shit. Like I said, we're gonna have fun, but we're gonna educate you. We're gonna laugh and get educated at the same time. Because if it ain't fun, ain't nobody gonna do it. If you don't see no advancement, ain't nobody gonna do it. So we want it all. All right. So y'all know what it is. I didn't even have anything to drink this week. My glass runneth emptieth. But y'all know it's next week. Peace, popcorn, and chicken grease, and we out. Hey Mo, I want you to send them two other ones. They were supposed to show up because we didn't even get to talk really, because I needed for them to have a DC and the Target conversation. I needed for them. So Theo, Joe, y'all on my shit list.
Y'all
on the shit list. It's official.
He got an official list.
It's official.
Oh man.
All right. I appreciate it. I'll reach out to you, brother.
Easy.